Today we're installing an aFe fuel lift pump on a 2010 Dodge. This is a DFS780 is the pump classification. This is a part number 42-12032. This is aFe's entry into the fuel lift pump market. This lift pump is actually designed to work with the fuel pump in the tank, if your truck is so equipped. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to install this pump. One of the luxuries that we've got today is we've actually got the bed off of this truck. You've seen most of our other installation videos of the lift pumps. You know that we usually do it with the bed on. It's a little bit easier to do it with the bed on, but today we got the luxury of having the bed off. We're going to go ahead and show you this with the bed off. Then we're going to put the bed on and we're going to show you everything from there. This job can definitely be done with the bed on, no problem whatsoever, but we're just going to do this with the bed off for now. So the first thing that we're going to start off doing is we're going to start off by installing our fuel lines. aFe sends you the fuel lines for this already pre-cut, ready to go. There's a male end with a black female fitting, and then our female end here with a silver fitting. That corresponds to the fittings that are on the pump itself. So to disengage the fuel line, the line that you want to work with is the one closest to the tailgate or all the way to the back. You can just do it with your finger, pinch the clip. Then the clip has to come off. You will be using it, so I'll just go underneath of it with a pick here and then disengage it. Okay, you just go ahead and put it right back in the stock line. That's all you need to do. All right, so now we're going to hook up the aFe line that comes in the kit. You'll want to put the aFe male into the stock female and then route it going towards the back, and we're going to show you where this pump actually mounts. This is engineered with one mounting point in mind for this. We're going to show you that as well. So I'm just going to fish this right down the frame. And then the aFe female is going to go onto the canister. This lift pump setup is actually designed to work in conjunction with the pump that is in the tank. We're going to put the aFe female onto the canister. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to run the fuel line back all the way down the frame. And we're going to be going right about to where this frame bolt is too. We'll talk more about that in just a second. All right, now you're going to want to put the return manifold in the filler neck. So just undo the clamp of the filler neck. Just simply pull it off. What we're going to do here is we're just going to go about halfway up the filler neck line here, and we're going to go ahead and cut this. Just about anywhere is going to be fine. You just want to leave yourself plenty enough material here. What we want to do is just go ahead and put our clamps on, and I'll clean that up in just a second. We'll put our clamps on. Then we want to position the smaller internal spout here towards the tank. And then put our other clip on, make sure it's someplace where you're going to be able to get to it. Then run the filler neck down there. I didn't really take a length out of the section because you can see that that's a pretty small size manifold. You want that pointing towards the pump, towards the back. We're going to go ahead and tighten this down now and clean up this little piece of fiber around it. And you've got an aFe section of a 1/4 inch hose there. This is actually just going to go on your return manifold. Then we'll run this back to where the aFe mounting point is going to be. reinstall our filler neck, and when we go to put our bed back on, we're going to remove the filler neck from the other end and leave this end attached. We're going to assemble the pump off of the truck. This will give us more room to tighten up our fittings. Before you put your fittings in, they're AN fittings. Before you put your fittings in, you want to make sure that you've got Permatex thread sealant. This is part number 80632. This is actually fuel grade thread sealant. You want to make sure that you use this all the time when you're using fuel fittings. And even though these are crushed threads, sealant is still recommended. This will be your inlet side of the pump. And then outlet side is going to be over on the water canister. Three-quarters, tighten the fittings down. Now we're going to install the filter that came with the aFe lift pump kit. The first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take the water separator valve off of this filter. aFe puts a clear bowl on the bottom of the filter so you can see the status of the filter or status of if you've got any water. So we're going to install our filter here. A little bit of grease or oil. I'm a big axle grease kind of guy when I'm doing this stuff. We'll install our filter here. Then we want to install our bowl, and your bowl will already come with the O-ring on the bottom of it. Go ahead and install our water separator bowl. And then finally, you're going to want to put the drain valve back in out of the filter that comes in the kit. Don't cross thread it. Seals are already on it. Tighten it down. And your assembly is on the pump. So here's the pump assembled with the filter on it. We're going to go ahead and install it on the truck now. aFe's bracket for their fuel pump is designed to go at the frame bolt that is right over the rear, but it would be for the do-it trucks. There's an overload bracket here on your 3/4 ton trucks. It will be right forward, going towards the cab, right forward of the spare tire cross member, right in front of the shock. Can't miss it. This kit is actually designed to be used with if you have a gooseneck ball. This is a B&W gooseneck ball, which is one of the most popular gooseneck balls out there. This is just makes your frame just a little bit taller. So the nice thing about the aFe bracket is the aFe's bracket is actually tall enough to accommodate that. So we've already removed our bolt here, and we're just going to knock it through the frame. Then we're going to put our aFe bracket on, and then that fits right over top of the B&W ball. So it's actually been engineered. It's notched right there to accept your stock wiring harness. So your stock wiring harness is not going to get in the way. So now all you need to do is just reinstall your bolt. Nut and lock washer. Before we mount our aFe pump, there's 4 Allen-headed stainless steel bolts that'll come in the kit here. What they actually do is they send a they send a bolt, and here's the entire assembly the way it's sent to you. You get your bolt, you get a stainless steel flat washer, then there's a felt washer, and then a lock nut on the bottom. The felt washers are to protect the anodized part of the pump from touching the bracket. So what we do is we just go ahead and put our bolts in, all 4 of our bolts in. Then we take the felt washer and just a touch of axle grease. Then that way your felt washer will not fall off. You can see the bolting came out there, but it won't fall off when you install. So we're going to do that with all 4 bolts before we install it here. How we're going to install our lines now. The silver is our inlet line, so it goes to the suction side of the pump. That is the side directly in front of the actual pump motor itself on the aFe. These are 11/16 fittings. We're going to go ahead and tighten that one down. Okay. Next is going to be the outlet or the supply. That is going to be the black fitting. There's going to be the black fitting there. It goes to the side directly on the outside of the pump, closest to the fuel filter itself. This is another 11/16. Okay, and then our return line. Our return line is the 1/4 inch, and it goes to the remaining fitting on the very top of the separator motor here. And we'll tighten this down as well. 9/16 on this one. That's got all of our lines hooked up to our pump. Now we're going to run our electrical end of it. We're going to tie our electrical in, and then we're going to put our filler neck. We're actually going to put our filler neck back on so we can run the truck on the dyno and see what we get here. Now we're going to go ahead and start hooking our electrical connections up. I'm fishing the wires through here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be going directly to the battery here. This is going to be our constant. This is going to be our constant power. So we're just going to go ahead and put that on. Other 10 metric here. Then we will tighten this down. Now we're going to hook up our pressure sensor. Our pressure sensor, we've already installed it here, and we're just going to hook our spade connectors up. Polarity doesn't matter on this. This is just a pressure connector. All right, and then we are going to hook in the Dodge connector here, and we're going to run it underneath and push this till it clicks. So that's got all of our under hood connection done there. Got all you need, Large? All right. So we're gonna clean up our wires here. Gonna zip tie anything up underneath the hood, and that has us complete underneath the hood. Now, our last step of our wiring is running our power to our pump. Our pump actually comes on with boost, so there is no need to run it to a key on source. Now, there will be part numbers available later. For those of you that don't want this to come on boost demand, if you actually want it to come on to be with the key on power source to be on all the time the key's on, they're going to offer a kit for it to do that. So that's really got our installation basically done. All that we're going to do now is we're going to finish putting the rest of our filler neck on. Of course, put the bed on the truck. We're going to clean up our wiring harness. We're going to zip tie everything, and that's going to have us done. Now, this is again going to function when the boost kicks in. The boost sensor is adjustable. It's adjustable down to as low as 5 psi. We're going to have it come in pretty early. You can see where the fuel pump is already full. We got a video snippet of that. This actually, of course, this functions without the lift pump. Actually doesn't have to be functional. We didn't even have the electrical hooked up on this. You turn it on, it fills the pump up. The pump's primed, ready to go. So there's no priming procedure here. We're going to go ahead and start the truck, and this is designed to run. If this pump fails, the lift pump in the tank will push through it. If the pump in the tank fails, the aFe pump will pull fuel through it. If you have a failure of both, the CP3 itself will actually pull enough fuel through both circuits to be able to get you off side of the road. So it's really a fail-safe with a fail-safe with a fail-safe. So aFe's new lift pump system. I want to do a couple quick clippings of the aFe pump installed on the truck and give you some idea of what it looks like with the bed on the truck and the limited amount of access. You will be able to install this pump with the bed on the truck. Absolutely going to be no problem. But if you've got enough buddies that can help you lift your bed off, or if you can rig up a system to get your bed off, or even just lift it up a little bit, installing this pump is actually going to be a little bit easier with the bed off of the truck. And you can see that here, where this is a C channel over the frame and the bolt through this, it's going to be a little bit harder to get your hands up to the top to be able to hold a wrench to tighten these bolts down. So, you know, there's a lot of different things going into this. Now, access to your lines is really easy. Access to the line here on the return is going to be easy. But as far as all of that goes, it's probably going to be easier to mount this pump from what we found with the bed off the truck. Now, stock size spare tire, it's going to fit in here nicely, no problem. We had to loosen up our spare tire, move it back just a little bit for your installation. If you're going to do it with the bed on, might want to just drop the tire out, and that'll make it a whole lot easier on you too. So that's really our aFe lift pump demonstration here, our install video for our lift pump. Really nice unit. We really like the functionality of this. The ability to have a lift pump, even if your lift pump in the tank quits, is a really, really nice feature. I think it's going to be one of the better selling points of this pump. So we're really excited about this. If you got a question about this installation or any of our other installations, please give us a call. Thank you.